Hi everyone. So we are back and I think we might be able to finish our book this week, which is super exciting. I think that the chapters we read last week were probably my favourite in the whole book. What do you think? I really enjoyed them because I felt like we were really on an adventure now with Juniper and Bear. Lots of exciting things happened. And I really liked that they were able to have a little rest and a nice, well, sort of nice time in the train carriage. They had a bit of shelter and Ghost finally caught them some meat to eat. So they had a good meal and I feel like they're having a reasonably good time now. So I enjoyed last week's chapters. Okay, we are on chapter 53. After we reach the city edge, we walk into the hills and it's colder every single day. Bear and I crawl into our sleeping bags the moment it gets dark, tight against each other for warmth. We put the space blanket around us like a shield. Foraging is virtually impossible. The blackberries are long gone and most of the sweet chestnuts too. Even the nettles are shrinking back into the ground, and now when we make gloop, it's really just hot water. But Ghost feeds us now. Each day, as the light falls out of the forest, she slinks away and finds us later, bringing something fresh. We're carnivores, aren't we? Bear says. He's good with the knife, as good as I am. You learn what to cut out, what to discard, what colour of pink tastes too raw when you cook. One day, there's a whole deer. Ghost drags it over to us, and it's delicate and beautiful and still warm. Its eyes look at me as I dig the knife into its flank, and I feel I should say something, offer up some kind of blessing for it, a prayer. We could feast for days from this deer, but the next morning we have to move on, and I take just a few cuts for that day and the next, which I hang with bloodied string from our rucksacks. All the rest we leave for some other animal. Ghost doesn't mind. She doesn't even look back. This is one thing she knows about us. We keep walking. Sometimes we find more signs, the water ones, but others too. Notched twigs, rags woven through branches, carvings. There are even bones, the V-shaped ones you get in the necks of pigeons, wishbones. We can't figure out what any of them mean, except for the water, but somehow it still feels like we're following something good. One morning I pan out on the GPS and there it is, our first lake. We should reach it tomorrow. We're getting closer, Bear, I say, allowing myself to feel excited. Will she be waiting? For a moment, I don't understand what he's talking about. I think he means Ghost, but she's here already, right behind us. Then I get it. Mum? Yes. I don't know. I don't think so. How would she know we're coming? I suppose, Bear says thoughtfully, if she knew, she would have come to get us. I suppose, he says again. I steer Bear on to Ennerdale instead. Just Ennerdale, our journey's end, our safe harbour. We have to imagine this. It's what keeps us going. One day after another, getting closer. Bear has all these amazing what-ifs. What if they live in tree houses? What if they live on the lake on rafts so the wolves can't get them? What if they've tamed the wolves? What if Ghost is actually an Ennerdale cat and has come to take us there? I'm listening to him, imagining them all out, all these amazing possibilities, when it happens. When my left foot descends into the most pain I've ever felt. Touches so much pain that I fall to the ground. I scream louder than I've ever screamed before, louder than you could ever scream in the city. Chapter 54. I don't know how long it takes me to come round. There are trees above me, branches and leaves, like I always used to dream of. I should be happy, except there's a blinding pain, a pain so big I can't work out where it's coming from. I'm lying down, and Bear's next to me, holding my left foot, binding it tight. Juniper! He's completely pale, completely scared, but focused, binding a white ribbon bandage around my foot and ankle. What happened? I ask through gritted teeth. It was a trap. I took your boot off, Bear says, pointing, and then the abandoned boot swims into view next to me. It's torn and covered in blood. My blood. And it's all I can do to stop passing out again. I take a deep gulp of air and focus on Bear's face. Did you clean the wound? It was bleeding a lot, Ju, Bear says, his eyes wet. I thought I should stop the bleeding. He points to Annie Rose's little first aid book with comic strip style pictures, which he's found in my rucksack. It's lying open at a page headed Severe Bleeding and is covered in small bloody fingerprints. The first and most important action in big letters and bold type is one we can't do. Dial 999. I gulp. I need to get up. We can't stay here. I try, but I collapse back down again. I can't put any weight on my foot. And I'm dizzy. Everything is moving. The ground around me, the tapestry of leaves, is bright red, painted with my blood. And there's blood coming through the bandage too, despite Bear's efforts. And somewhere beyond that is this broken metal contraption that Bear had smashed in with a stone. Ju, what are we going to do? Ghosts here, a way off. Occasionally, she makes one of those little yelps again, that little nervous cry. I look around for drones, but that's not why she's crying. I talk through my teeth, which are clasped tight with pain. Can you get my bag off? Put it under my foot. Elevate the wound. You elevate the wound and apply pressure to get the bleeding to stop. I don't even need to look at the first aid book to know that. It's one of the few things I remember. Everything else is hazy, though. Just Bear's face is clear. His face and his voice, too. What now, Juniper? And this is what I keep telling him. Elevate the wound and keep the bandages tight, and I'll be okay soon. I'll be okay because I have to be. No one knows where we are. No one has any idea, not even those stupid drones. We disappeared too well, gave them the slip. We're dead to them already, all burnt up with that cottage. I'll be okay because Bear needs me. I need him too. He puts my left leg up on my rucksack and wraps the foil blanket around me and puts his own bag under my head so I can rest. I've already found the blister packets of tablets Sylvan gave me. Antibiotics. We didn't need them for the ticks, but I need something for this. I'd take any medicine I had right now. Bear holds a water bottle to my lips. Drink, Juniper. We don't have much left, I mutter. You have some too. You need it. I can get more. You can't. You're too little. I'm not. I have to try and move soon. We can't stay here, I repeat. Bear nods silently. There's nothing he can say. We can't stay here, but I can't move. Not yet. That trap belonged to someone. It's rusty, old, but not 50 years old. Something that old would be powder out here by now. Was the trap set by the same person who made the signs? Some of the twigs were looped round like flowers. Was it to snare us in? What did they want us for? I watch Bear as he collects sticks and leaves and arranges them expertly in front of me. Then he's off again, kicking up leaves and burying down, looking for nuts. There's a big chestnut tree a few metres away. We know them now. The long, pointed oval leaves, yellow and veined, the twisted, fissured trunk, and the cages of lime-green nuts beneath, spiked like little hedgehogs. Most of the nuts have gone, but Bear digs down and finds the few that the birds and squirrels haven't got to. I watch him, the ritual of it, building the fire, opening up the prickly cases, taking the knife to carve crosses on the sweet nuts inside, and then shaking them into the dry pan over small, smouldering flames. He's a proper camper now. He was born to be out here. I shift my position to see what weight my foot can take. I can't even think about putting my boot back on. My ankle is okay. It's my foot itself that's the problem. It's heavy and throbbing, and I want to scream when I put any weight on it at all. But if I grit my teeth, bite my lip, I can walk. Chapter 55. We need more water, Jew. It's morning and we're walking on, or Bear is. I'm limping beside him, dragging my left foot. It's hurting less, but not in a good way. I don't know if I'm getting used to the pain or numbness is setting in. The land's too steep today, and after a while I collapse, exhausted. We need more water. My throat's so dry it hurts. I'll find a stream, Bear says, like he's reading my mind. No, I protest, thinking of the bloodied trap. We have to stick together. You could rest. I couldn't rest, not without you. We have to stay in sight of each other. We can't be further apart than that. I stagger on to the nearest stream, and then, once Bear's got the water, as if on cue, Ghost appears beside us, a pigeon hanging from her jaw. I fall down, grateful, like the pigeon is a reason to rest, to let Bear sort it all out. The fire, the bird carcass. He hands me small, tender strips of meat, like I'm a little child. The throbbing in my foot is worse now. Last night, though, I desperately wanted to shut my eyes and escape from it all. I forced myself to take off the bandage. I did it when Bear was asleep. He'd already seen enough. I had to look, though, at the deep gash, the torn, ragged flesh. I'm sure the trap's teeth made it right down to the bone. I should somehow be cleaning out the wound, but when I tried, it started bleeding again. I smothered it with our antiseptic balm instead and bandaged it back up. We should be moving on. We shouldn't be in one place too long, so near water. That's been our strategy for days, to stay clear of drones, and it's worked. But my foot doesn't feel like it can take any weight at all now. When Bear points out a thicket and suggests staying here for the rest of the day, I nod, grateful. You're hot, Jew, Bear says in the night, waking me. I stare at him. What do you mean? I'm freezing. You're not, he says insistent. You're really, really hot. You're sweating. I'm about to say that's impossible, but it's not. My body's wet with sweat, and when I touch my forehead, I can feel it, the heat coming off me. I'm burning up. Is it the disease? Bear asks, his bottom lip wobbling. No. I know what it is. It's the trap. I saw the dirt and the rust. You couldn't not get an infection from that. You need more medicine. I'll take more, don't worry. I'm already on the maximum dose of antibiotics, but I take more anyway. A couple of tablets washed down by all the water we have left, and then I'm pulled back down to sleep. When it's light, Bear feeds me more tablets and water too, even though I thought we'd run out. And then somehow he gets me walking, right foot dragging my left foot after. I feel strangely light, dangerously light, like there's nothing to weigh me down. My bag, I mutter. Why are you carrying my bag? You're too little. I'm not Jew, Bear says, and we stumble on. And my blood, for all its disease resistance, is thick and slow and slushes around my head. I keep having to stop. One time, after a little while, I realise Bear's gone from sight, though all the bags are still here. It's the clatter of metal that wakes me. Bear's putting both rucksacks on, one back, one front, with the pans hanging from them. My little tin man, I hear Annie Rose's voice back in our farmhouse, as clear as day. Bear's face is flushed. I found a cave. I saw it on the GPS and I went to find it. It's just up there, Jew. Can you walk? A cave? A shelter, he says, a cavern. And I know I'm meant to continue to find some new word to carry on the game, only everything is muddled, and I think we've got there already because the ground is so hard and rocky and it's dark. Somewhere ahead there's an opening, the mouth of the cave, this round circle of light that's drawing me in. I Okay, and we're up to chapter 56 now. So we've had another exciting chapter there. Juniper seems to be really injured at the moment. She's struggling a lot. And I got the sense from that chapter that she was in a bit of a dream state. She's not quite herself, is she? All right, so check back tomorrow to see if resting in the caves helps Juniper. Okay, bye.